on the new album. It's called Alex Place Soundtrack. My parents got divorced when I was 10 years old, but when we all lived together, we lived in a two-family house on Alex Place, which is a dead-end street in my town. And some of my earliest memories, like I told you, like that library when I was in high school, it had a big influence on me. First library I was ever a part of, I got to experience was my father's record collection. Right? And so every Saturday morning, my pops would wake up, and then my mother would follow, and they would start putting on these records, like the real records, And I would sit and listen. And so this is kind of like a snapshot from that time. It takes a lot of breath control, so. Mama gave me P-Funk, George Clint, 45 spinning like a windmill. You'll kill yourself chasing after breakbeats, breakdown. Turn up the volume when the Godfather screaming like that. Now we going uptown, last poet, Congo, lyrics, use a gas man, Jones be falling when I hear it, some party and BS, but don't be scared when the revolution hits you like that. Now what? Papa playing James T. Simon, Garfunk era with the Hotel California, rockin' plus that doo-wop, diddy-diddy-dum, diddy-doo, had my whole house singing like that. Yeah. This is like a soundtrack, childhood, a young boy moving with the least stitch, music sewn in my jeans, had a BMX jump right with the rhythm. I was F-R-E-S-H, like the girls turning rope on my block, singing Run and Tell Your Mama About That. Yeah, it was like that. At the end, there's a place where I say I was F-R-E-S-H, like the girls turning rope on my block. Yo, let me tell you about Fresh, right? Because I remember being this little kid who couldn't spell nothing, right? And then all of a sudden, I remember I had this picture of me sitting on my kitchen table, spelling the word fresh and getting it right. And looking at my mother like, I can spell fresh! And the reason was because there was a rap song on the radio at the time. And the hook was F-R-E-S-H, fresh, fresh, fresh. Oh, that's fresh. How many of us learn how to spell respect because of Aretha Franklin? Right? Now let me break it down, right? So I think one of the things that's so interesting about like where we are as far as adaptive technology and everything else, right? A lot of times teachers will say, you can learn every lyric of all the songs on the radio, but you can't learn your time state, right? But you can't learn this, that, and the other. That is because, they say that because they are jealous, all right? I'm not saying every teacher's got to be a poet, but think about what poets and musicians do. They use mnemonics. They use memory aids like rhyme, like rhythm, right? And in ancient times, people learn by putting things in song, right? If you study hip-hop history at all, your first MCs are people called griots, west coast of Africa. A griot is a person who, with their entire life, was about taking in information. They were like walking libraries. And they would be able to tell you your entire family history, the history of your village. They knew every story and piece of information. They knew about medicine. And they would relay this information by being able to do rhythmic speech, right? Which is like your first kind of rap. Last year I went to my first Seder, right? The whole thing is singing, right? You know the history of your people because the stuff is converted into music, right? I think a lot of times, right, or I think right now,